honor you, don't give up. We're here because we didn't give up, right? We're here because we didn't give up. And I say that because those of us have carried those things, maybe not, it would have been easy. And I think that echoes true for a lot of us women. But purpose kept calling. I think I was talking to um, this woman of substance, Princess, who's saying that earlier, and we we're talking about why she's doing what she's doing. She's carrying this, she's pulling this together. It echoes purpose. When you are purpose, when you know your purpose, you keep pushing, you keep pressing. People may discourage you, but you still keep going. And that's actually where innovation begins. Innovation begins when people refuse to give up. So I'll start. Good morning. Now I've got your attention, I think. Good morning. My name is Mercy G. And the G is not for anything naughty. Don't get any funny ideas. The G is for God's child. Because as women, from childhood right up until the end, we are constantly going through change. You know, you can start off with your father's maiden name, that may change to a marital name. If it goes pear-shaped, you may have to return to father's house and pick his name again, and then somebody else comes along, sweeps you off your feet, and what's your name again? Or is something else. And so I decided to ask God, who am I? And he said, you're my child, you're God's child. And I stuck to Mercy G from there. And so I thought I'd just explain that, because people always ask, what's the G? What's the G? I said, I'm not going to go. Don't answer that. Do I look? Don't answer that. But I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to Sena for putting on this wonderful event today. It's really amazing what we can do when we put the mind to it. I know it's not easy. I know it's been challenging, but we're here. So I want to say thank you to the South Bank University. We've got another charge, we don't want to attack them after. We've got it back. And just all of you who are here, the previous speakers who have already impacted. And I know that today is going to be another level of impacting, and we're going to remember something and do something about it. I won't say too much about myself, but yes, I've spent over 25 years in and one of the things that sometimes ethnic minorities sometimes they held back because of lack of understanding where our parents may have come from. Don't shine too much light. I was speaking to another one of our ladies who was telling me her mother didn't always believe in her purpose. And now her mother's sitting at the front taking names. I was saying with her today, sometimes we have to do to shift the narrative, to change our previous family legacies for something greater, something bigger, and that in itself is innovation. And like many women around the world, my journey has been shaped by responsibility, resilience, and purpose. You see, when we talk about innovation, it's not always what we think, the big, the bad, and all the rest of it. When people hear the word innovation, they often think about intelligence, technology. We're in this world now of AI. So us women of 35, 40, I'm still 25, don't look at me that way. Are trying to get our heads around what innovation is, what's going on in this world, and trying to keep up with things, right? Those of us who are not in denial are trying to keep up with it. And, we tend to think about big corporations and scientists and all those things, but It is all those things, but innovation also is in the lives. Innovation lives somewhere in other places, in communities. Innovation lives in the woman who refuses to accept the limitations that have been placed on her, the limitations of where I come from, the limitations of my mother never did that. We don't do that where I come from. How dare you stand and be a filmmaker? How dare you stand and say you want to create an engine? That is not for you. Woman, stay in your place. Innovation is not for women, innovation is for big boys who have big things. Me too, I have something big. Check it. Yeah, God gave that to me. It's not BBL, this is natural BBL. Yeah. See, they don't know that, back in the day, nobody used to question you. I'm telling you, back in the day, they just used to admire. See, fine baby, big Nash. They never used to question. Now, oh my gosh, is that BBL? Let me touch it and get out and sit down. What do you mean? Back in the day, we never had to, justify ourselves. Now, because of some things we're having to, because of innovation, because of innovation, worldwide innovation, we are having to justify ourselves. We're having to justify ourselves. Some of this is on script, some of them is just God-given naturalness. So bear with me, okay? Just bear with me. So where was I before I got distracted by my dash? So the personal journey. The reason why I kind of like to be all of the things that God has called me to be, and I'm not, what's the word? When what's the word? You're not apologetic about being all He's called me to be. I realize that we're in an era where if you're a person, I'm not going to say woman, who wears so many hats or who does so many things or who has ideas, people can sometimes look at you sideways. You're doing too much. How can you be you're a mother? I remember my mom used to say, listen, why are you going to start charity? Your children are young. Let's see, how can you be doing TV presenting? You still have children. Let's see, why are you still, some of these limitations that have been put on us. But I'm not apologetic because I am God called me to be. And there were times in my life where the pressure felt very overwhelming. Single mom, balancing work, balancing children, managing the home. Oh my goodness. That's a job in itself, right? Do I have women who are managing their home by themselves in the house? That's a job in itself. From the bills, no one to say, can you carry this for me? Can you do this one for me? That's something in itself. You need innovation, ideas. You need to think things through to be able to even do that. Supporting others because they know who you are. How many of us have done so much work behind the scenes? People don't know. If you can count the amount of people you've supported, you've helped, you've been there for, the ideas you've given, the time, the effort, the love, and you look back and you're like, where are they? Where are they now? Trying to make sure that my children have everything they need. And that includes letting them know that they can do all things, that nothing is impossible. Supporting them to manage this world that we live in, their emotions, what is validated and what is not, what you keep and what you let go of. Because emotions can be controlled. Yeah, they can. You can't stop them from coming, but you can sure as hell tell them to go. You can't stop the feelings that you feel because they're real, but do you keep them or do you let go of them? This is not helping me. I'm not going to hold on to this sadness. It has come, but it's not here to stay. You have no big rent. Sadness, get out. My brain needs to function better than that. I have ideas to birth. I have things that I need to deliver. I have goals to attain. I don't have time to sit around and incubate you. I've delivered children. I have ideas to deliver to you. Because as women, the reality is that we carry the world on our shoulders and we still show up every day. Put on the makeup, put on the fancy wigs. Yes, I know mine is nice, thank you. Pays good money. But those moments of pressure taught me something important. They forced me to think differently. In a place where I was brought up in the 80s, early 80s, when my parents were immigrants, you can't say too much, can't do too much. Don't let yourself be seen because we don't have our status yet. Don't think be there, pass your exams. This country says children should be heard and not seen. My country, don't be heard and don't be seen. As a child, just keep quiet. Just keep quiet until they call you. So they forced me to ask questions like, how can communities, because I realize that sometimes you need to start with self, how can communities better support each other? I think today's a testament of the answer to that question. Again, earlier I heard, Timmy. I had Sister Timmy greeting another of our people displaying their Asian background. Sister Timmy's of a Nigerian background. And she said, oh, that mother, your mother is not my mother because my mother is abroad and I don't have her to hug. And so I grabbed your mom and I hugged her and by force, she's my mom. Isn't that wonderful? Yes. Isn't that bridging the gap? Yes. She didn't care where she comes from. She didn't care whether they were of the same tribe. She didn't care whether they were of the same background. No. She just saw a woman, a figure, a mother, and she took that. And she said, I'm going to tap into that because that is what is essential. For me to grow, for me to be global, for me to be innovative, I need to acknowledge women, people for who they are and not their DNA. And I think about those who have helped shape the world. You know, we all do history and we look at history and we're told about certain people, and I'm not too good at that. You know, I'm not too good at the history, but I still look and try and see who's done what here and there. And I remember reading about a particular lady who is now known for cancer research, Mary Carey. And it blew my mind that it took a woman to look into what people need in order to help not just cure cancer, but support people who are dealing with this deadly disease. And to change the narrative of it being deadly. That actually, why does it have to be deadly? Can we not do something about it? Is there not something we can do to investigate, to look into? We have those who are doctors here, science backgrounds. Can we not do something? Or are we just going to sit here and allow people to die? No. So she set out to make a difference, and now her name is known globally. I think about women like Ada Lovelace, I looked into her and I was like, who's Adela? What did she do? And the fact that we have AI today, we can attest to her because she's the first woman who looked into computers. She's the first woman who looked into systems. But they don't tell us that. No, all we hear is, what's this man's name? And now wants to put chips in people's Mr. Gates. When I catch that man, if I can, I will draw his trousers over his head like this. Who now wants to put chips in people's hand so that you can be tracked? So that your, what do they call it? Your NHS, your everything is in your skin, in your body. Does he not know that God has already put it in your body? Does he not know that it's already there? Why is he adding to what's already there? It's there already. It's just that we don't listen. We don't take heed to our bodies and the natural things that are already here. I see all these beautiful setups. God bless you all that have done their research, looked into what Moringa can do. Before I thought it was something to get high on, I heard Moringa, I was like, hey, is it a dance? Well, let's give me some of that. Some things have a funny name. And I was speaking to Lavinia, right? Yeah, I was speaking to her. I'm not literally good with names. God is good though. I don't know how he's helping me to. I wasn't interviewing her, I'm a presenter, I do interviews as well, but the way she was talking so passionately about her product, how she has been innovative and developed so many things from her kitchen. Go and look at her table. Look at what she's developed from her ideas. Innovation in the making. And this is on this scale. Imagine what she would do with big backing. I see sea salt. It's helping the sister put some labels on it. And I was like, wow. We women, I think if we really realize what we carry, we will not take ourselves for granted. If we really know what we carry, besides the eggs, if we really know what we carry, this world will be so dynamic. You think about women like, I don't know how many of you watched this movie, Hidden Figures. It's a movie about the woman who was created the first astronaut. I mean, what? Mind-blowing. And before that movie, nobody knew who she was. Before that movie. It's like it opened people's eyes. Yeah, that was a woman who was able to put a hole in the air. Like, what? Mind-blowing stuff. If women are able to really tap into who God has called them to be, that element of you can do exceedingly abundantly more than you can think or even imagine. Woman of substance, I don't know what you're thinking. I don't know what you're imagining. I don't know what ideas you have in your head. I don't know what concepts are there. I don't know who you've connected with. I don't know who has planted a seed. But I've come to say that even with that, you can do more than what you thought or even imagined. So, $1 billion is mine. I'm imagining it in my bank right now. It's mine. See me next year. We'll have a bigger place. See me next year. We'll have global people attending. See me next year. There'll be people lining up to come and speak. They're going to have to say, I'm sorry, the spots are full. There's no one here to be able to facilitate next year. That's the platform that's going to be created and developed because you're already thinking big. God will make you think bigger. So, when women are given the opportunity to lead, innovate, contribute, the entire world benefits. I'm on a platform called Luwani. It's about people who lead from the heart across the 7 continents. And when you listen to individuals worldwide, it's mind-blowing. Totally mind-blowing. And I sit amongst, and I'm just blown away. Thank you, Dr. Sonny, for introducing me to that platform. I'm here today because of that. Yeah. Don't ever take anything for granted. Ever. I was speaking to somebody the other day, and she said, oh, I'm gonna make a movie. I have a bit of connection in the industry there too. And she said, I wanna make a movie, and Sister Nancy, will you help me? And we'll have to do some auditions. Will you audition for something? Me, I don't care whether I know you or I don't know you. Tell me to step up and do something, I will prepare. I'm not gonna take for granted that you're my friend, you're my sister, older, younger. I'm coming correct. I'm coming prepared. I'm coming ready. I'm coming equipped. I'm coming boldly and humbly, submitting to that which is greater than me. Because that's the very thing that takes off, the thing that created everything. Why would I not submit to that? Why would I not submit to that? It means I can tap in. I can create. So, when women rise, when we rise, and as we rise, because we are rising, what are we doing? Rising. Say it like you mean it. Rising. Now say, I am rising. I am rising. We are rising. We are rising. When women rise, families become stronger. Fact. We hold our men to account. We say, we need you. Take your place. Why should we do it alone? We say, take your place. Do what you were created to do. Because we are not holding back. We are doing what we were created to do. I always laugh and say, when you have a version of something and you create another one, what happens? It's a better version of the last, right? God created man first. No comments. Sorry. I salute you, sir. Did I say that out? Yeah, you were created first. And so after you were created, we were created. We were perfected. So they know they need us. When you see ladies, women, if you see the men falling for you, dying for you, admiring, it's not their fault. There's something lacking. There's something missing from them. Something is missing. When you see them, there's someone playing them. Please, I'm not Nigerian, but I feel like saying, Nico. Please don't blame them. Something is missing. We are a better version. But in humility, we must take our place. And not to, what's the word that they use? Is it demasculate? Is that the word? When you demasculate? Emasculate. They bought me in Ghana. They didn't want me here, sorry. Even then, oh my gosh, I love my people. Ghanaian and proud. We like to pronounce things well. Here Ghanaians speak. So I just use that as an excuse. That and I'm dyslexic. Any excuse for them. We do not use it as a flaw. I never use anything. If you want to give me a label, I will use that label to get higher, to achieve more. They say I'm this, but look at what I'm doing. They say I'm from here, but look. And that is us women. If you think bigger than your circumstance, you think bigger than your situation, you think bigger than where you've been placed, where your feet are now, if you can take yourself out of that place where it just feels like it's not moving forward and say it will move. It has to move. Something will shift. The ideas will come. The alignments with people who think like you will come. You'll see, it's amazing. It's so amazing. I think last year I grasped it for the first time that actually, why can I not stand in high places? Why can I not be on platforms where I'm heard? People will say, "Mercy, Lord." I remember reading in this country when I was young, we had something called National Record of Achievement. And when you're in secondary school, they let you write, what do you think you'll be? Then all your teachers will now try and predict your future. As if they got it. They'll now try and predict your future. They'll say, tell what your character is now and what they think you're going to be. And somehow I was clearing out and I found this National Record of Achievement. I started to read through the pages. And one thing that stood out for me was each and every one said, Mercy is a leader in her group, is a leader in her class. And I took it for granted. And then 15 years old, what am I reading that for? What am I reading that for? But when I look back, I realized, when I looked back, I realized there was something that was always there that I may not have seen then, may not have appreciated then. But once I started looking at it, it's like when you recognize you want to buy a car or something, you realize that you start to see it more, right? There's something you want to buy, you start to see it more. You start to recognize it more. Oh, there's the red one. I said, oh, yes, I saw another red. Why? Because you started to zone in and pay attention. Pay attention to the goodness that lies in you. Because that is what will drive you to your innovation. That is what will put you on platforms globally. That is what will put you on levels that will make an impact and a difference. So I'm going to round up, but before I do, I want you to take count of your health as a woman, as your mental well-being, because if you don't get that right, if you don't get your mindset right, the things that go in and come out, you're going to be held back. And so many of us are struggling in silence. But we know that when we think different, we move different, we produce differently. So please, women of substance, global women, innovators, those who are networking, it all starts with self. Innovation starts with you. So continue being confident, continue growing, keep laughing, even when you don't feel like it. There's a madness in it. I run workshops and I do laughing therapy without even knowing I could have done that today. I just need to, before I start my workshop, I'll just come in laughing hysterically. I had my mum at one of my sessions and I did that. She said, hey, my daughter's gone mad. I just started laughing hysterically. And my mum was like, stop. And then at the end of it, I said, so what do you think? I was everybody was laughing. I said, that was it, Mum. I wasn't going mad. I just wanted people to laugh. Sometimes You have to encourage yourself, and innovation will come. So I want to thank you all for this platform. Thank you all for all you're doing. Keep dreaming, keep thinking, and keep connecting. We can do this. Innovation in action. And Mercy G, thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much. Our opening speaker has done as well, brought us right in the space that we ended yesterday. Even though she wasn't here, she has brought us straight into that space. So thank you so much. You guys have to help me to remember. Let's put on the glasses first and then read. Don't try to read and then put on the glasses. Okay, the person who is going to follow is here to help us to look at digital transformation for women in business. We heard yesterday that though we may be comfortable in the yesterday is gone. We know it's tomorrow. We have to catch up. So we have somebody who is with us who is teaching women how to catch up. And I say that because she's working in education. She's working in education to deliver what she is going to deliver for us today. Okay? We are moving from what we could do yesterday and we understood yesterday. So we know it has to be baby steps sometimes. And that's fine. But even with the baby steps, we still have to catch up. Okay? AI is here. So when we're saying we're getting accustomed to the internet, it's like, what? You've got to hurry up because the internet is almost gone. You know what I mean? AI is here now, doing it for you. You're now learning to do this and to do the other. We've got things that could do that for us now. It's like, hurry up. So when we were maybe strolling, we've got to speed up. So this is what our next speaker is going to do for us, is going to bring up for us. So she's coming here to deliver a topic for us, but in her own right. She works with women who are transforming. So she's well positioned, I would say, to be able to deliver for us what she's coming to deliver for us. And yeah, so we invite you to our stage at this time. That way, I don't make you will deliver, you will inform us. We do so much that you will inform us of that which you will inform us, and we know we're going to benefit from it.
Good afternoon, good morning. What time of it's a long day. I am so glad to be here. It is a privilege to be here. I did my backup, got my disc, got my paper, got everything to make sure that if one doesn't work, the other doesn't. I'm going to talk a little bit about myself, but before I do that, I want to say for what you have done, what you're doing. I spoke to you earlier, I said you didn't have to. You chose to, because we need this. Because there has to be continuity, growing. And that is one thing that I really love. And I'm going to be talking about myself in bits, so I won't give you my bio that way because sometimes it overwhelms me myself because I'm in good company. Because when you're in a company of women, you know you're in a company that has people who have the opportunity to do different things. And where we also confuse men, because my husband will say, why don't you just stick to the one thing? You are this today, you are that tomorrow. I don't understand. But it's a gift that we have enabled us to work in different platforms, on different stages, to perform differently in different ways. Being the mom, being the worker, being the aunt, being the friend, being the sister, being the comforter, being the advisor, even when sometimes it's not needed. But we are gifted to do so many things. And it's a privilege. Now, I was having fun because I was told to talk about digital transformation to women in business. And I looked back. I have notes here because I wrote them down. I didn't want to speak out of line, out of tune, so I will be referring to my notes. But I had to laugh, and the reason why I laughed was because I was anti-technology. I'm an introvert. An introvert doesn't do social media. An introvert doesn't do radio. An introvert doesn't do podcasts. But all those things I said, no, I don't do these things because I'm an introvert. Is it that I'm an introvert or is it that I'm afraid? Is it that I don't want to focus on the things that I've been called to do? Because maybe somebody has told me, told you, told us that it's not possible. And therefore we wear a mask and we hide behind it. But I'm so happy. I was looking at my picture today. I said, thank you, ChatGPT. You make me look good. A few years younger. I thought, should I put that up? I said, why not? Have some fun. You're not too far off. And I would say that was 10 years younger. So whichever way you want to put it, I'm happy with what I have up there. So, who am I? I'm going to start with my name. Because I don't know what my parents were thinking of when they gave me my name. My name is Omoshola Uluwayemisi. And Omoshola means child born to create wealth. And I've been, for many years, chasing that wealth, thinking it was money. Yeah, I thought it was money. And I thought, some of you may know the story of Abraham, father of many nations with no child. Omoshola with no money. But it's coming because what we speak out happens.
Yes. Here, fantastic.
And that's why I can stand before you speaking out transformation digital, even though I was anti. So there is hope for everybody in the room. That's where I'm going. To say if I could think about digital, everybody in the room is qualified. Everybody in the room is qualified. I describe myself as 4 things. I'm not going to my bio. It makes me dizzy myself. But I would describe myself as 4 things. I'm a believer. I love God. And He's my number 1 creator. He created a lot of things. He created you and I. Number 2, I consider myself a creative because my background is in crafts. I defiled what people say you should do. My dad and mom, they had high hopes for me. They wanted me to be a doctor. They wanted to be an accountant. Does anybody have a weakness? They wanted me to be a lawyer. And I decided to go where they had left behind. I decided to be a creative. I wanted to become a hairdresser. My father said, what do I tell them? What do I tell them? You could be any, hairdressing is amazing as long as it's not your child. And that's where and what I had to go through. But I decided to be the best version of myself in that space, to own it. And I would love us to own. I'm going somewhere. We're still talking about digital transformation. Because digital transformation starts with the mind. If we don't accept it, even if it's given to us on a platter of gold, we won't take it. So I'm saying all of this to say there are things that we will be saying, not me, but it's for us, because it's meant to take us to where we're supposed to be. It's an enabler. It's a tool. So my creative hat is what put me up all night to say, let me put something together. So you're not going to be looking at me all the time, there's more. So that you can see me. I wrote things down, but I said I have time, so I have a time limit. I must make sure I stay within my boundaries. And because you have so many things to do, you're thinking, where do I go? And I'm also a builder. I love building people, and that's what I do. I transform people. I started building cakes. I didn't know there was a connection. I loved cake decorating because it didn't talk back at me. When I say stay there, it stays there. And then I progressed to start building people. They don't stay there. That's a job in its half. So sometimes what we do in the behind is a training for where we're going. So all the things we've done behind, I'm going to tie it all together to digital. We're still talking about digital transformation, but we need to get the mind right. So when I start talking about digital, you won't be like me, switch off and say, that's not for me. I don't do that. So yes, I have been asked. The final thing that I describe myself as is a dreamer. I love to dream, but it gets me into trouble. And that's why I'm standing here before you, an introvert, talking to you, written down my notes, but speaking off cue. So I'll stick to my notes now. I have been asked. So my dreaming hat has allowed me to do radio. It has allowed me to do podcasting. And when I tell people I'm an introvert, they will say, you can't be here on radio. About 15 odd years ago, I was told, you need to do something. Social media was just starting then. You need to do something. You need to be on radio. You need to be in radio. You need to be somewhere. So I said, radio, nobody's seen this face. Social media, I won't be caught dead. Let's try radio, because nobody's going to find you. So I chose radio. My next conference, I sat beside a woman who said, introduce yourself. Oh, I own a radio station. I said, you followed me here. And that's how I started radio. What am I saying? As from today, digital is going to be following everybody every day. Those of us that are anti are going to become proactive about digital because it is necessary.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's change the slide so you can stop seeing me, and let's see if I can get this right. If you show me once. Yes, and an introvert. I also teach and I lecture at Bath Spa University. I love it. I teach business and management. So, oh, okay, I was thinking, so I used the, okay. So, I'm going to be going all over the place because I see that there's liberty in the room. I can flow. So, I have been asked to speak about the topic, digital transformation for women in business. And I would like to make it practical, as technology is already complex. Hence, I will draw from personal examples of possibilities. But before we talk about transformation, let me begin with a question. When the building disappears, what happens to the voice? When the building disappears, what happens to the voice? For many years, I was a radio presenter working within a traditional broadcasting studio, a professional environment, physical space, a building where everything happened. Then the pandemic arrived. Studios closed. Travel stopped. The question became very real. If the building disappears, what happens to the voice? Now let me see if I can work this. Yes, I've got it. This is what happened. What we discovered was something powerful. The voice did not disappear. The voice simply found a new pathway.
Yeah.
Today, I can record conversations from anywhere in the world. Guests can join from different continents, audience can listen from different time zones, and the conversation continues. And it has evolved into a podcast called Unleash Your Creativity. That's a bit about me. Unleash Your Creativity. Thank you. Because I believe everybody in this room is creative. We either operate from the creativity of the head, the heart, or the hand. There is always a dominant, but we are all creatives. It's just that certain groups have taken hold of it, and we have taken the back seat. So I'm here to give you good news. We are all creatives. And I need you to ask yourself, are you creative from the heart, from the head, or from the hands? Or are you all in the mix? It is okay. That experience reminded me that digital transformation is not simply about technology. It's about rethinking how value is delivered. I'm not going to play with you today. We're going to work together. Digital transformation is often explained in very technical language, but at the core, it is actually strategic.
Strategy.
Yeah? It asks a simple question. How can the value you already create reach people beyond the limits of the physical space? For women in business, this question is extremely important because many women carry deep expertise, lived experience, the powerful ideas that deserve wider reach. Digital transformation allows that expertise to travel. Let me give you a simple example from my work. My book, so I'm also an author, From Profession to Passion. Not passion to profession, from profession to passion. Because I have a passion that there are people in the world that you get to a certain stage, you've given all, and you get to a certain season in your life. And if you're not careful, all you walk away with is a clock. But you've got so much wealth and knowledge in you. What are you doing about it? What legacy are you building with it? It's not good enough just to travel. It's not just good enough to play bingo. So profession to passion unlocks what you have. It's not even good enough to look outside. Let's look from what is within, because we carry a lot. So that is what from profession to passion does. But back to digital transformation. The traditional book, and I have it here. The traditional book. Yeah, because I'm going to show you something about it in a minute. The traditional book that we know sits on a shelf. They say if you want to hide money from ... put it in a book. I don't believe that, but hey. It becomes what I sometimes call a monument. Something people admire, but do not always have the time to engage with fully. And the reality is that many professionals today simply do not have the time to sit down and read a full book. So the book itself had to evolve. Instead of remaining only in print form, it has become a digital asset. Today, people can read it, listen to it, or watch insights from it through digital platforms. So I thought, let me be practical. You could be talking about digital. So what are you doing about it? So I've come with my proof of what I am doing about it. Now, this book, as I said to you earlier, is a book. You could buy it today and it will just sit on your shelf. But in it, I also have, I told you I'm a podcaster. So in there, every topic has somebody that I've interviewed. And there is a QR code in there that will take you directly to the interview on that particular topic. So it's not just a book sitting on the shelf. It's my digital asset. Because people could take the book and scan the QR code and listen, but still from the book. And then I went a step further. I thought, you know what? We do things, and we're going to be taking stock in a minute. We just do things because we do things, and then some way, somehow, because we're women, the dots connect. So I did, now this is me trying to get into the digital space and trying to get over my fear. So they said Instagram Live. I sleep, I see Instagram Live. I wake up, I see Instagram Live. Instagram Live was haunting me. I'm thinking, digital, this thing. And then one day I said to myself, this little box, how can this little box be tormenting me? No, we have to do something about it. So I'm here to tell you, you're going to do something about whatever it is that is digital that is tormenting you. We're going to face it. Because we have to reach out to places. What we do cannot just stay in the box. So I went on a 21-day challenge, Instagram challenge. And when you put something out there, integrity has to play. So you put it out there, you have to do it. I never knew how much time. I didn't know that there is a special way you put on makeup for Instagram. There's a different way you put on makeup for church. There's a different way you put on makeup to go to work. The first one I put on, thank God for friends. I got a call, don't do that again. I said, what happened? I said, no makeup, you look terrible. You need people in your life that will tell you as it is. And my sister Glennis knows how to do that very well. So I now had to master the art. I'm trying to conquer Instagram Live. I now had to add makeup to the mix, the blueprint you don't know about. So I started, it looks too much. I called my daughter, I said, does this look too? She said, it's fine. Then I had my brother calling me. Nothing around your neck. Instagram Live. I'm saying all of this to say, when you step out, it's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to make mistakes. It's not going to be perfect. But when you have people around you to help you, to support you, some in love, some out of love, but just do it anyway. And the amount of time it took me to take off the makeup after 15 minutes, just 15 minutes live. It took 30 minutes to put it on. It took 30 minutes to take it off. It took 15 minutes to do the thing. So I'm just letting you know that digital transformation is not easy. But we are overcomers. But I'll tell you something, thank you. But I'll tell you something about that 21-day live. It wasn't my plan. But it has become a digital asset because there's a QR code in here. I did 21 days on self-reflection. And this book is on self-reflection. So every episode I did, with makeup, without makeup, is on this. So I have come not to give you the narrative. I've come to give you possibilities that it can work. It's easy. It is simple. There's a word I'm looking for, but it's not simplistic. So it will cost you something. I had to renew my makeup kits earlier than expected. Because I had to use 3-4 times to do it. So I have to move on speedily, but that, if you take only that away, you will thoroughly have an understanding of where I'm going. So let me pause for a moment. Where in your business still depends on the building? Where in your enterprise still confines to one place, one format, one way of being delivered? And is the building disappearing? If the building disappears tomorrow, would your work still reach the people who need it? Or would your voice disappear with the building? These are not just digital questions, these are strategic questions. So I'm going to leave you with the to-do, what you need to do. I came up with a framework called Activate. So number 1, access. Take an honest look at how your expertise is currently delivered. A woman who has been teaching cooking in her community accesses her skills, can now start an online cooking or YouTube channel. Convert. Identify what knowledge serves or experience can be translated into digital form. I've given you an example of that. T, transform. Adapt how that value is packaged so that it can reach people beyond physical boundaries. Integrate. Bring together your platforms and tools so that they work on one ecosystem. Use digital channels intentionally so your expertise can be discovered. Position authority. Position your knowledge so people recognize the value of what you offer. Traction. Ensure that your digital presence leads to real engagement. E, execute. Most importantly, take consistent action. Many of us begin our professional journey in structured environments, a profession, a workplace, a building. But transformation begins when you release what you have built in one environment and evolve into something greater. My own journey through what I've said to you has reflected that. Before I close, let me return to the question I began with. When the building disappeared, what happened to the voice? The voice did not disappear. It simply found a new pathway. My own journey has been shaped by both experience and education. Rejection because of embracing what others were running away for, craft, such as hairdressing, soft furnishing, balloon display. However, I choose to master them, and they are now serving me in the digital space. So don't let that stop you. Your creative gifts can become digital too.
The same craft got recognized through extended learning by the former Prime Minister Tony Blair. So let excellence rule you. I hold a BA honors in lifelong learning, another one in business and management, a master's in career management and coaching, all starting as a mature student. So don't let age deny you of digital transformation. And today, I lecture in business and management while mentoring undergraduate students at Birkbeck University of London. So don't let opportunities elude you. Digital transformation, digital technology has come to stay. So let's embrace it. However, beyond qualifications or rewards, what this journey has taught me is something simple. Transformation does not begin with technology. It begins with awareness. And as women in business, the digital economy is not simply a space to enter. It is a space we must help architect, a place we must dominate. Because when women transform how we think, position, and lead in the digital economy, we do not only change our businesses, we change the future, we build legacy, we add to the income, and we make this world a better place. Thank you.
Yes, you can feel our movement, can't you? You can see why we actually need to raise our game, yes? All of this is for us to move forward, okay? The honesty, you see why we need the honesty? It's going to be part of the grounding for what we are doing. If you're sitting here thinking that you are not a leader or you're wrong, because you are. You are part of the seed that's being sown here right now. Even if you came to accompany somebody else, wake up, bro. You wasn't just like you did before. You actually come to be part of this that is being planted. So, our next deliverer, our next planter, our next farmer, I'm calling us that because we are sowing into each other. Let me just make sure I don't call the wrong person. Did I say it was, it is you, isn't it? Sunny, yes. As yesterday, we know the event is about women and so, but as yesterday, we did have one lonely gentleman in our midst that delivered for us. We seem to be keeping that theme because I know there's another gentleman, but he's not here now. So we have one lonely gentleman again with us who is going to sow into us because he supports us. He knows the power of what we're going to be doing. Okay? And God has said, you need to come in this direction. These women are up to something big. And you need to come and support that by sowing into us. So please come forward.
It is a long way to go. It's a long way to Tipperary. How well? I thought you all know the song.
Should I whisper to us?
It's a long way to go.
Since you started the song, let me not interrupt it.
Okay, it is morning, afternoon, and evening to every single person that is here today. Yeah, it's my pleasure to be here. And my topic for today is all about investment, and it's all about opportunities and possibilities. I'm not going to talk too much about myself. Today, I've just turned 21. That is my 40th. If About 45 years ago, I qualified as a chartered accountant. But I just turned 21. Yes, I worked in the financial sector for many years. And I wasn't given the opportunities and the possibility to be able to lecture because I love to lecture. Just like, was it Fashola? That was us. You see, you don't give an audience to a lecturer or a teacher because they are paid to talk. That's what they're paid for. That's what we never give up. So I was not given the opportunity for the established universities and colleges at the time. In fact, I applied to this particular university. At the time, it was a polytechnic. And I was denied because of the color of my skin. So what do I have to do? Apply to so many other colleges. I sent out over 100 CVs. And when I failed, then I have to set up my own college to train accountants from all over the world. To date, I've brought into this country from all over the world, from Pakistan, Nigeria, India, Philippines, Zimbabwe, and foreign countries, and so many other, over 10,000 expats. I call them expats. I call them immigrants. Today, I'm the second generation, and my children are third generation. And they're far better. I am far better than my mom from Ireland and my dad from Ghana. Them time, they were right on the wall, looking for a house. No Irish, no black, against my parents. So we took on this challenge, and we said we have to change the narratives. I have 3 boys who are now all having, both of them have had first class from doing surveying, and the other one was doing the actuaries and everything else, based in New York. My last son, which is 20 years old, is doing his electrical engineering and renewable energy. Wow. But the reason why I'm telling you this story, it is not all the adversity that they people upon you that will triumph. You have to go through that transformation. I heard about this conference about 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks ago, just before I went to India. But I didn't get any information until a few days back. And I didn't get a response until this morning. But why am I telling you this? Well, the reason is life is not always about comfort. The moment that you actually do better at the time, you're discomforted and you are incomplete in the process. To be here because of recommendation of Professor Makaka, I said I will not disappoint Professor Makaka. I have to be, it can take anything else. I've said to my son, I'm not going to have time for breakfast. I have to be at that venue right now. Today I am here, and I am glad I am. An amazing organization. I organize events internationally. I know what it takes. Right? But my pleading for you is give everybody more notice because this room needs to be filled up. Next time, we will have it packed out completely. Now, it's quite interesting that I'm here in the midst of women. But this is the story. My mom, they had 11 children.
Well,
10 girls
10 girls.
and a boy.
Oh, that's you.
On my dad's side, they have 13. Guess how many boys? 3. And the rest girls.
Beautiful woman.
So today I am back home. Because we're in the right spot. I run 3 businesses, and guess what? The managers of all the girls.
Yeah.
So I am back home, sisters. So about in terms of investment, about in terms of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is one of the main sources whereby humans can develop, can innovate, can bring about change, transformation, economic expansion. Now, I've been an entrepreneur for the last 42 years, and on the base of that, I want to share all of that with so many of you, although I've just turned 21, but I can have a lot of impact in terms of what you can produce. In future, I'll be available, I'll be willing, provided the life is seen within my head. But today, I'm a researcher in molecular physiology. What that means is that our body is subjected to so many variable spectrum of medical conditions. How did I move away from being an accountant into medical? The story started about 22 years ago. I took my son to A&E, Accident and Emergency, in Woolwich. Is it Queen Mary? Oh, I don't remember the name. Anyway, we were there waiting for a doctor. Can you imagine how long we stayed there for? 10 hours, 39 minutes. And this is the boy that I just turned 20 now. Right? Thank goodness that he's alive. But what actually happened was this, and that's what actually that changed my shift from being an accountant and trans-professional into medical field and as a researcher. When I look around, I say, okay, I need to go back to university. Today I'm an alumni of University of, I can't even remember now because there are so many of them, Liverpool, and University of Wolverhampton, and University, too many, with 12 degrees. Now, it is not about me, it is not about the degree that matters, it's all about what we functionally do with those degrees. But today, I have decided, well, I'm an author that wrote a book on blockchain, because there's a lot of confusion in terms of when blockchain started, cryptocurrency and all this. This book was actually written over a period of 3 years, and it's probably one of the bestsellers on Amazon. What then transpired was this.
Only 3 hours.
What the experience I have with my son, that made me to really look into what is going to be the latter parts of my life, my journey. Where do I have the most impact? And I've realized that my passion, yes, I need to make money, like Professor Mushala. Yeah. Have you made all the money now? Have you made all the money? Right? We'll make it together. That journey will start. So I decided to branch into molecular physiology. The reason for that is very, very simple. When you look around the world today, a lot of people are suffering. Big health issue and all the different challenges. How many of you know somebody who is suffering from pain right now? Diabetes, lack of sleep. There are so many metabolic issues affecting the whole human race. So my mandate now is to actually be a researcher in terms of actually getting to the root cause of the problem. And that's why the program which I developed about 5-6 years ago, but it has actually been recently updated on molecular physiology. And this program has now just been approved about a year ago to be able to award a certificate for students in medical studies, practicing doctors, nurses, who can actually take on this particular program. And we have so far to date about 2 universities, one in America and one in India, that have approved that students can be trained all over the world globally and be awarded MSc in molecular physiology, just like MBBS, as a functional doctor. What I'd like you to do is this, and this is very important. I'd like you to rate your favorable or favorite, is there anything like that in the dictionary? If it wasn't there, is that now? Your hand of favorite. This is mine. I want you to raise yours up. Raise it up, no exception. Where is yours? Where's your non-professional? Professor, where are you? Professor? Okay. When she comes, you have to do the exercise as well. What I'd like you to do, I'd like you to clap with it, that hand. Just clap. Make it faster. Come on. You're slow. Go ahead faster. Okay, slow it down. Slow it down. Okay. I'd like you to raise the other hand as well, which is relatively, and I'd like to bring them together. Very good. Very good. Right. Professor is actually clapping without doing any work. So what is the purpose of that particular study or that demonstration? In Jamaica, we say one hand cannot clap.
Yeah.
All right? You understand? And that's why we're here as a team. In a team, there's no I. Together, we attain more. Team. And when you replace I use that in all my medical presentations. If you replace I with we, even illness becomes wellness.
Yes.
So what you've organized today, sisters, you have organized something that brings all of us together. Don't do it alone. A tree doesn't make a forest.
Yes.
And on the base of that, team up with relevant, related other organizations. I've teamed up with so many different organizations in terms of my clinic can provide a holistic, integrative approach and investigative medicine. What does that actually mean? Somebody says, oh, I am diabetic. What's the intervention for that? Somebody who's suffering from diabetes. Insulin injection. Any other? Referment? Any other? Diet. And they say to you, all these are caused by sugar. Oh, you got nothing to do with sugar. My research, come and see me later. I will explain to you one by one. Do you know when you give insulin, when you give metformin to the patient suffering from diabetes, do you know who's actually benefiting from that?
Big pharma.
The big pharma financially are benefiting. But internally within the epigenetics, your organ, do you know who is benefiting? The virus that is the root cause of the problem. And recent research has actually demonstrated the reality of diabetes. That is a problem hand to back that we can attack. Not by taking any of these medications, eat. I am a living witness of this. A condition that I have suffered for many, many years, trying all this, go to my doctor's friends and everything else. I did have this indication. But today, we have solution for many people. How many people suffer from pain? Okay, we have solution for this. I cannot do it alone. That's why I have to team up with so many other various organizations to do it, and replace that I with we. But in terms of getting into the business, yes, I finished right now on this. When you want to start a business, you need to look at what is actually happening, the trend, the pattern. What is the pattern today globally? Health issue.
Yes. That's right.
A must. It doesn't matter where you go to India, or you come to Europe, or in America. The family structure has reduced quite substantially. Aging population. So when you remain within the healthcare industry, remain there, and get product that will provide a lot of benefit. I have loads of them in there. Come and speak with me later today. I wasn't even going to come today. I couldn't come yesterday because I had pre-arranged for me. Tomorrow I'm going to cancel everything I have. I'll be here tomorrow. To make sure that we can clap together and we can work together as a team and bring solution, bring possibility, bring opportunity to every single one, not just here in this room, but globally working together as a team and collaborative.
Thank you, thank you. Wow. You know, God is good, we say it, but when you see it clear, you say, oh, yes, Father, you are. Because this is this conference. And some of the people that I contacted, I didn't know that they were actually for the next conference. He is one.
Yes.
Next conference is on health,
Yes.
right? But I just took it that it was because health lives inside of me. I'm so passionate about it that I kind of leaned in this direction. But listen to what he's told us today. Listen to what he has told us today. You know, the foundations of what we're building. I hope nobody here is suspicious. You know this thing that people say, no, don't mention that on me because it's almost as if I say it, it will happen. I hope nobody is suspicious. If our dear princess, something happens to her, right at this time when she's planting this, is this going to continue? The way that she is planting, it won't. It won't. And she is here present today to hear something that's not related directly to what she's saying, but that can make sure she's going to be here
Yes.
to strengthen what she has started.
Yes.
Okay, to support us and guide us to run with the thing that has been her dream. It's not our dream. We've come to support her dream and to add to it. It's her dream. We need her to be here healthy. Because you know when we, not healthy, you know when we are, we're sitting in a doctor's office waiting for another opinion and a third opinion and a whatever. We don't want her there. We will pray for her, but she has to take action. And look, somebody who she came to be one of her speakers has come to make sure she's going to be here to carry out her good dream. Thank you, God. God is who I have to thank for that. Because I didn't know you before, did I, son? I didn't. Professor Makaka, in her wisdom, introduce me to you. Okay, so we are going to have one more speaker before we break for our lunch, okay? Okay, yes, we are. I've lost my paper, so I've lost it. But you know who you are.
Yes,
And you know why I've invited you.
I think I know who I am.
Right, okay. So you're gonna rescue by saying it. You're gonna introduce yourself and what you come to do, because I know why I asked you to come.
Thank you so much. Wow, thank you very much for having me. I'm really appreciative. And given that we only met like a week ago. So, today I am going to be discussing unlocking regional trade opportunities for women entrepreneurs. Okay, who I am. I'm Noel Mabianda. So I am a senior analyst for a commercial crime service in London. So what we do, we carry out due diligence checks for our members who are trade banks. And then I'm also the founder of the business Women's Circle based in Croydon. Croydon? No? Okay. In Croydon. Oh, nice! The best area in London, just saying. Yes, so my business promotes female entrepreneurship and also networking events like these ones and exhibitions and programs. So thank you so much. I didn't even know you, but thank you for greeting me. She saw me, she was like, hi, welcome. I said, wow, thank you. Thank you so much for making me feel welcome. I'm also the author of the Green Game Mojwak.
Yay.
Thank you. Yeah, so this book came about after I became a mom. So obviously, all I did was work. So it was just like hard to combine both worlds. And then I wanted to kind of, document it and then just to help female entrepreneurs or just women that are struggling, to balance the entire thing. And finally, I am a mentor for Afford, on the diaspora. So I help or mentor business back home from Congo to also thrive in their businesses. So I speak very fast. If I'm very fast, please stop me. And if you don't understand, please stop me. Okay. Now, the overall objectives of my short presentation today is to leverage on the digital tools for cross-trade border trade, identify regional trade opportunities. That sounds big, but it'll make sense in a minute. And then build a sustainable and scalable businesses, navigate trade ecosystem and policies. So, I've got younger kids, so every single thing I do or say, I have to explain. So I wanted to define every single word, not because you're not able to understand, but just to make myself understand as well, all right? So regional trade. Regional trade, it is an exchange of goods or services between countries, okay? Trade tech, I'll be spending most of my time on the trade tech. It just means like a technology that simplifies and enables international trade. Sustainable, as we know, anything to do with like social, economic, and environmental friendly stuff. Yes? Innovation, the professor has really touched on that as well, is simply translating new ideas into something more efficient, to meet the market changes of today. Now, questions. How many of you sell products in London or anywhere? Nice. Good. Many of you. Okay, I'm in the right place. So how many of you sell stuff or product outside the UK? Oh, okay, we are international indeed. This is nice to know. So now I'm going to delve into our topic, unlocking regional trade opportunities for women entrepreneurs. I said before that I am the founder of the business Women's Circle, where I support female entrepreneurs in their journeys. This is the typical thing I come across. So they're very innovative, they have good products, from sustainable clothing to skincare, digital services, but they're only known locally. They're limited. So now imagine if their product, those products, that I'm seeing you display there, were known also outside, how much revenue would that bring to you, okay? So the idea is to help them know that now you're local, and for some of you, but then you have to now endeavor to be regional. because regional is the first step to becoming global. Okay, so the idea is for them like once they master the regional, because locally you're okay, your church, your friends and family, they know what you do. You sell soaps, you know, they know that. Okay, but now the region, I mean, are they aware of the businesses? Okay. Then what do we know so far? Women entrepreneurs, they represent one of the greatest untapped opportunities in society. Do you agree?
Yes.
And around the world, millions of women are becoming entrepreneurs. And then this for me is a testament, even when I was researching my book, most of female entrepreneurs became because of becoming mothers. It was, I mean, they were seeking flexibility and also more time with their children, their families. So they're having to start a business or use the skill that they had acquired in their workplaces and then use it in the community. So it's becoming normal, to be an entrepreneur. And also because of all the economic, issues that they're having around the globe, it's going to be normal to have a lot of source of income to survive. And then a few women, again, like I said before, are not participating in international trade. So again, remember, local, regional, international. Say with me, local, regional, international. So we are aiming to go international, right? So the reality is global trade system were not designed with SMEs. SME is simply small businesses or medium businesses. So, and then this system was set by men, no offense, but it is what it is. And then because of that, it is difficult sometimes to punch up, okay? But today I'm going to be addressing issues and also suggest solutions, okay? So issues just to help us understand where we are at the minute and how we can grow from where we are to where we are endeavoring to go. So regional market, like I said, is a bridge between the local and the global opportunities. So we have to start somewhere before jumping. Why do regional trade matters when it comes to women entrepreneurs? Like I said, it's a key pathway to international global markets for SMEs. And exporting goods is very complex. There's so many things involved, so you have to know your thing. Yeah, you have to know, what it entails. But the good thing is, the regional trade is being recognized now by large institutions such as the World Trade Organization and International Trade Center. I'm running quick, but don't worry, it makes sense in a minute. Okay, so regional trade barriers women are facing. If I were to go back, what barriers do you reckon as entrepreneurs locally to regional? Capital, thank you. Anything else?
Laws, legislation.
Digital skills.
Lack of skills? Policies. Nice, those are great answers, so I'll be touching on them. So we know our stuff, this is nice. Okay, so I only highlighted three main ones. The first one is the access to finance, which is true. So some entrepreneurs are very skilled, they know what they're doing. I won't stopping them from graduating to become regional is the lack of finances and the lack of capital, skills. This one, we have no choice, so we have to kind of master it. So knowledge gaps in women entrepreneurs is stopping them from breaking those barriers. And then the next one is inclusive trade policies. You mentioned the policies as well. So we have to know, because the way our entrepreneurship, when we're just at this ground level, is just seen as a hobby. So the system does not recognize it as an economic force. It's more like they're just buying time. But we have to change that. Now, I'm going to be spending some time on the trade tech, again, because that's what I'm here for mostly. So it's very important. Why is it important? Technology is the future. So no matter what you believe, you have no choice but to jump on the train. So to expand our businesses, we need digital marketplaces. Like I said, I've got 2 and 5-year-old children, so everything has to be defined, because otherwise they ask me, why, what is this? And yeah, it just helps me process. So digital marketplaces, if you didn't know, I'm just going to read it again. So it's a platform where transactions occur, like Amazon, eBay, Etsy, those places. So they are for quick access to large audiences. E-commerce platforms. So this one that integrates essential tools for building websites, managing inventory, as you can see. Examples include Shopify and the rest. AI, we can't run away from AI, driven market insights. So here it transforms raw customers. What are raw customers, or who are raw customers in your opinion? Raw customer?
Sorry, you day to day. What are your day to day?
Your day to day. Amazing. Amazing. Yes. Yes. So I mean, it's just cool, like, to spend a bit to ensure that we are understanding what we're saying. So transforms your raw customers, competitors, performance into predictive real-time insight. The next one is your digital trade documentation. So here where everything is, electronics. In my day-to-day job, I deal with bills of lading. So all those receipts that are just e-format, so there's no paper, involved. Yes, you have to also endeavor to become digital. And then fintech, financial technology, it refers to innovative software driven, all these things. You have to be acquainted to these things as an entrepreneur because that's the future. And then digital payment, any of you use their cards, to sell stuff? Yeah, tap. There you go, in your phones as well. So yes, so that's one of the examples for digital payments. So one of the advantages is so easy to reduce cost because it's easier to cross borders, if you're digital. And then also it enables direct access to customers. There's a platform called SheTrades. I don't know if you know about it. So yes, so good. So SheTrades allows you to connect with customers, at the regional and also international phase. Next one, sustainability. So people are becoming more knowledgeable. You can't just say I'm creating my things or my business. So you have to think about this thing or this in the future. So when it comes to your products, are they eco-friendly? Because I deal with pop-ups like often, people will come and ask you, okay, how did you get your things? Where did you get it from? So they want to know. They are not nosy, but that's the future. So you have to know your stuff. Do your research. So is your product eco-friendly? Is it ethically sourced? Is it circular economic models? Does it involve socially responsible brands? So is your brand socially responsible? These are like the four main areas that you have to think about when it comes to your business. So all this, obviously, once you can achieve these, then you can ensure that you can contribute to the economy, via your employing more people, developing your community, and so on and so forth. The next one is the regional trade opportunities. There are a lot of opportunities, but as we said, regional is leaving one area to another area, but mostly countries. So it's a geographical location. Okay. So now you need to know this. When it comes to your regional demands, the country that you're exporting to, what are the trends? For you guys that deal internationally and regionally, you have to ensure that you know what's happening, what's the trends there. I put that going to work there. You need to know. And then also when it comes to your market, the diaspora, what kind of things are they after? Because it's not because one is doing the same thing you have to copy. So you need to ensure that your business aligns with what's happening there. And also the digital services, so exports, again, anything digital we cannot avoid. And advantages, I've already mentioned some of them: low cost of transport, shared regulations, cultural familiarity, and also faster logistics. When it comes to familiarities, most people that have businesses regionally, they tend to use their home countries because you're already aware of how the system works. But you don't have to be from that particular country to have a regional business. You just have to ensure that you know what the policies and also the country of origin where you are. The relationships, because that will help you then know if you can establish a business there. Policies now. So we've touched on gender, so we have to ensure that now our policies are responding to us. So we are also including, when they are deciding. Access to trade finance, we as women have to create channels where we have women entrepreneurs ourselves, because as we know, no one will do it for us if we don't take the stand. And then the digital, again, this keeps on appearing, is very important. And we also have to build trade capacity building. this one will need more training because what you don't know, you know, like how are the goods exported, things like that. So you need to make sure you actually know your business inside out. So we have to build a regional trade ecosystem. Again, to unlock these opportunities, they are ecosystem, not just policies. All right. So some of these ecosystems that we have to be aware of the government. So how does the government in that particular country operate? You know, you need to know the financial institutions, the trade promotion agencies, business networks, all these things you have to know. So women focus network and marketplaces. You have to be extremely proactive and then look for mentors if you need. Having mentors are so amazing because when you have a mentor, what they're doing is like showing you what they've done without you having to do the work. So it makes things easier for you. So do not be shy as a woman entrepreneur to ask questions. So asking questions does not make you dumb. It actually shows that you're intelligent. Just like kids, you will ask why, why this. So there are so many economic opportunities when it comes to being regional. So then you strengthen your SME growth, you become more resilient to the supply chains, job creation, and then more inclusive economy development, and then the most important one, you are closing the gender gap. Are you guys following me?
Yes.
Marvelous, almost done. So the closing message is this: regional trade is not only for large corporations. So it is a myth to assume that for you to be international or regional, you have to be big. So it is not in the size, but it's the impact that you're actually making. All right. So even like in your business locally from your kitchen, you can make it global with obviously the technology available and the knowledge. The future trend will be more digital again, more sustainable and more inclusive. So in anything you're doing pertaining to your business, ensure that you incorporate the digital world, sustainability aspect, and also inclusivity. Women entrepreneurs must be at the center of this transformation. When it comes to trade, it was mostly for men because they rule the world. Then we have the right to hold our own thing. It was not possible before. So they help us through their fight to reach where we are. But from where we are to where we ought to be, we have to put the same fight as well. So we're not fighting against them, but we have to ensure that we are in the rooms. So we should not be afraid to be in those rooms. So we need to ensure we are working in those environments as well, because it's easier to influence when you're present. Because if you just rely on the government or whoever is deciding to decide, you might not feel it. But when you're present, your voice is heard, and then there's power in numbers. In this place, it's mostly men, but only a few ladies. And because of that, sometimes it's hard to make change. So we have to endeavor to be in the rooms as well. So the system was built, which was not built like with your mind, like I said. They did not think in the future we'll be having small businesses like we have today. So that makes sense. So we have to create our own opportunities. When no one can give you the stage, create your own stage. When I wrote my book, it was self-published, and then I did not have an audience, and it was hard to sell. So I struggled. I said, okay, I really want to know this message, to go out there. And what I've done, I created my business. So my business, when it came out, it was as a way of having a platform myself, and then having others who are like me, start selling as well. So create opportunities. Don't be afraid. There will be obviously difficulties, but you just have to have faith and continue. And then I never to be in the room, like I said, where policies and regulations are made. You use the power of leverage. There's always someone that knows something more than you. So we've mentioned like all those like technology, information, like us, knowing them all. But when you use like the power of it for you, but it's you having the right information. Because if I know what to do, I know, okay, she's good at this one. I can then ask her to do that. He's good at this, so you're able to delegate. But if you do not have that open-mindedness, like it's hard for you to even progress. Because let's face it, like not everybody like is good. Well, myself, I know nothing except Instagram. But I'm just trying. But when it comes to my things, I have to pay someone else to do the job for me. Okay, so let's use the power of leverage. We have to aim higher, not higher, but higher. Because it's easier to see our businesses as small today, but they're actually big. Because you can be a cleaner, but then be a millionaire. So I heard a story of Steve Harvey. He was saying how when it was a nobody, and we had like a barber, and this guy, he'd be like, the guy, I think he was paying about $10 back then. And then when he became famous, he used the same person. So now, a £10 cap is now only 2,000. And because he still have it, every time I saw him, oh, who's your barber? The guy likes him because of, he can have leverage because he knew somebody. So do not neglect, what you're doing. It might be small, but it is not the item, it is the vision, okay? And then shift your mindset. Yeah, so we have to shift our mindset. So we have to see ourselves bigger than what we are at the minute and be independent. So do not wait until your friends start for you to do something. One thing giving birth has taught me is the power of listening to my body. The body knows what to do. Like the first time when I had my first child, I didn't know how to push. So I watched all the YouTube videos and stuff, but it wasn't helping. So when I was at the labor room, meanwhile I was like, push, I'm like, how do I do this? And then she was like, I don't want to listen to her body. And the more I listened to myself, I realized that, even the conjunction became easy. It was easier to push because I had to listen to myself. So I tell everybody, when it comes to ideas, business, entrepreneurship, listen. Your body will tell you what to do. And you know that because if you neglect it, there is no idea that is new. So if you don't run with it, guess what? Someone else will pick it up. Okay? So when you feel it, respond, to the feeling. And then we have to bring the glass ceiling down. There are limitations, yes, but no matter how many there are, if you set your mind to it, you will do it. Yes, and this is the book, Queen Girl Motorbike. And happy if you could support me. I'm online and also I have copies with me. And these are details if you'd like to get in touch. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Okay, so I know you've had a fill of information. Lots to think about. Heart's pumping when you're thinking, this feels a bit uncomfortable. Heart pumping, you're thinking, yes, and all sorts of varieties. Now we're going to attend to that part of our body, which is our stomach. Probably talking to you, saying, I like what you're doing up there, but if you don't attend to me, I'm going to start making some noises and you might feel embarrassed. But hey, you need to pay attention to me as well. So Princess has arranged for us to have not what we would have liked to have had, but maybe what we need, because there's a lot going on here and a lot for us to take in. Okay? So we're going to actually break now for a lunch. It is being delivered already. Is there any particular thing you want them to be mindful of? Okay, she wants you to be mindful to enjoy it. Okay, enjoy it. Breathe, relax, and know that we're not doing it when we started. We're coming back here because we have more to get. Okay, we have more to get. So we're going to just take a quick enjoyment. We're going to talk for a bit, knowing that we can talk at length and when it is finished, but not inside of this break. Okay, let's go and enjoy it. Okay, so there are tables set up with different things going on. Walk around as you eat. Don't eat and then walk around because you will run out of time. Okay? It's all going to be fitted into that time. Okay? Eat, look, ask. How much time? Half hour max. But I would come and remind you. I would say, ladies, time to get back. Time to get back. Okay? Oh, sorry. You see, you know I'm breaking down nothing. Okay. It's trade. So trade is for you to buy what you see. Okay, ask questions and purchase. Thank you.